Welcome aboard to Vivid Luxury, where inspiration meets aspiration. Ever wonder why finance matters to the wealthy when they already rich? What do you think would happen if someone determined tonight to take all the money in the world and share it equally among the world's population? Some think the world would be a better place and everyone would be happy and financially secure. Still, others argue that the money would end up in the pockets of the same people in no time, since wealthy people know and comprehend money secrets that the majority of population is unaware of. With that being said, Vivid Luxury presents you tips for thinking like a CEO. If you have an understanding of a worker, you cannot see the bigger picture and cannot work toward a larger goal. You'll have trouble getting started if your brain isn't used to thinking like those who are accomplishing great things. Even those who begin a major project without having the necessary vision eventually come to think this way as a result of trials and tribulation they must endure. Therefore, if you already know that you must think like a CEO, why not start brain training right away? That is what this video is all about. Before going any further, let's define what it means to think like a CEO. While everyone is different, we all share certain characteristics, and we taken as a whole, these characteristics describe how a CEO thinks. The first characteristic to consider is the growth mindset. Growth mindset is a term that has been discussed a lot, and we've used it ourselves quite a bit. You should be aware that it refers to the idea that anything can be learned and that there are no barriers to entry for acquiring new skills. But let's go a little deeper. A growth mindset involves more than just having skills. It includes knowing what's possible and believing that you can find a way to obtain whatever you need. When you have this mindset, your perspective begins to change. For instance, you learn that you don't need an MBA to start a business, you don't need millions of dollars to have a great marketing, and you don't even need to be a chef to open up a successful restaurant. Instead, it's a matter of cause and effect and slowly chipping away at the wall until something great appears. According to Michelangelo, every block of stone contains a statue, and the sculptor's job is to find it. And this quote sums up the growth mindset perfectly. If you know and truly believe that something is great out there, and it's only a matter of time until you find a way to get it, having a growth mindset can set you miles apart from someone stuck in this all there's to it kind of game. So how does this growth mindset look in real life? Well, if you can sell something to one person, then there must be a way to sell it to a million people. If you can lose 1 pound, then there must be a way to get your body you want. If you can't make someone laugh, then there must be a way to make a crowd laugh. As you can see, it all begins with that first small step, and once you take it, you realize there's a lot more to the world than meets the eye. The next characteristic you'll always see in these CEOs is initiative. Being initiative means you don't wait for something to happen so you can react to it. Instead, you make something happen so that everyone else needs to react to you. In vast majority of situations, people who are reactive lose. Let's use a simple example of losing weight. If you suddenly learn you need to do something to improve your appearance for an event in 3 months, such as wedding or high school reunion, you'll find it harder to start working out while you're being reactive, and even if you do it, it's more likely that you'll put the weight back on after the event because you're not in control of it because you didn't plan for it. An outside event forced you to do it, so why bother? When you're being proactive, staying healthy is just a way of living your life, and external occurrences cannot make you go into panic mode. On the other hand, when your motives are not in right place, you're rushing, panicking, and looking for shortcuts, and you usually do a poor job with that. If you're used to being reactive, you'll likely choose the first job you can find regardless of whether you like it or not, just to keep the lights on. However, if you're proactive, it means that over time, you've developed a skill set that is so valuable that not only will be an enormous setback for the company if they fire you, but 2 other companies will compete for your services. You can extrapolate this to a number of situations. The same thing will keep happening because being proactive involves performing actions that you'll know will be beneficial in the future. This keeps you always one step ahead. Finally, we have resilience. The best definition of resilience is your ability to push through obstacles even when you don't want to. It is simple to accomplish goals when you are inspired, hyped, and genuinely passionate about what you are doing. This is why some people can play video games up to 14 hours straight. However, this is now how real life operates. It's up to you to discover your why and develop your resilience around it because not every day will be interesting and enjoyable. In fact, most days won't be, and it's up to you to make most of those days. When we talk about resilience, one story that always comes to mind is the filming of the Lord of the Rings series. The good one is known for its intense schedule and work and hours. In some interviews, cast members stated they often had to take breaks under their table to get the job done on time. Currently, clearly this is not a perfect situation, but the point is when you have a good reason to do something and you know that great things will come out of your work, then resilience comes naturally. You'll discover new levels of energy you didn't know you had. These are 3 key characteristics you'll most usually find among top CEOs. There are many more, but let's focus on these 3 for now. So knowing this won't help you much unless you start applying it to your life. This is where brain training begins. So the main thing that you should do is decide on a project in your life, whether it's something you always said you do but failed to get around to doing, something you're already doing but you're kind of half-assing it and you know it, or something you know you should be doing but don't know where to start. We recommend you that you take a piece of paper and write it down, then examine what you stated and put 10 times right next to it. For example, if your project is to become in shape, 10 times may mean participating in a triathlon. If 10 times sounds insane, it means you're doing it correctly. The reason you're doing this is to force a growth mindset and start developing. For example, if you expresses yourself, it will do 10 push-ups every day. It might mean a lot to you, but if you're right, I'm going to participate in a triathlon this year, suddenly those 10 push-ups seem insignificant. For example, we aim to inform 1 billion people about what it takes to live a good life. Now, 1 billion is a big number, but when you start with a big number in front of you, the tiny targets you need to hit before getting there won't seem so out of reach. Getting used to doing this in other aspects of your life, and you'll notice how your mentally changes over time from this can't be done to how can this be done. However, simply thinking about it won't provide any benefits. Now, on that same piece of paper, list 3 things you know are good for you or will be beneficial for you in the future, but you aren't doing any of them right now. This may be something more difficult, such as collecting 6 months financial safety net, or it could be as easy as drinking a lot of water every single day. Write down 3 of these things and begin doing them. Once this becomes your new normal, write down 3 more and repeat the process. When it comes to resilience, this will be the most difficult issue you will face because everyone has different ways of coping with things when they don't want to. Some meditate, some listen to inspiring music, and some just white-knuckle their way through and do it. Many of us need a mentor in our lives, someone who can advise us, inform us, hold us accountable, and inspire us to succeed. It's sure nice to be enlightened with all the benefits and experiences that would come your way. So join us as we share fascinating stories, insider insights, and exclusive visuals from the world of luxury. Vivid Luxury is your guide to living the high life. From exploring breathtaking destinations to uncovering the secrets of success. Don't just fantasize about success, take action today by subscribing to our channel and beginning your journey to greatness. Remember that the only thing standing between you and your dreams is action, which begins right here at Vivid Luxury. Subscribing now as you will allow us to inspire you to reach for the stars. So, what's your favorite secret of them all? Comment it down below and don't forget to click the like and subscribe button for future videos.